Hi everyone, and welcome back to Clues by Sam. I saw Games by Sam talking about wondering if they should have labeled this one as evil instead of hard, so I think we're in for a great time today. I'm looking forward to it. If you don't know what Clues by Sam is, it is a daily logic puzzle game where you have 20 people who may be criminals or innocents, and you gotta use the clues that they themselves give you to figure out which ones are innocents and which ones are criminals, and you gotta do no guessing. If you want to play the game before watching the video, you can check the link in the description, but otherwise, let's start right away. I see Chad giving us our first clue, telling that Zoe is one of 3 criminals below Henry. Okay, so now we know that Zoe is a criminal, but also there's only 3 people below Henry, so we know that all of them are criminals, since the clue says there's 3 criminals below him, and we don't need Chad's clue anymore. Lately, there has been a lot of clues opening with a lot of people being assigned already, so that's interesting. But now we have Lisa, Sam, and Zoe telling us exactly 1 innocent above Nancy is neighboring Erwin. Okay, so above Nancy is Erwin himself, and he has 2 neighbors in the same column as him who are also above Nancy. So we know that one of them is an innocent and the other one is a criminal. So either Anna or Isaac is going to be an innocent and the other one a criminal. Now, we have Sam telling us that only one of the 4 innocents neighboring Floyd is below Chad. Floyd is here, and I know that he has 4 innocent neighbors. Chad is one of them. Below Chad, there's 2 people who also neighbor Floyd, and only one of them is an innocent, so either Gus or Kevin are gonna be an innocent and the other one a criminal. And now we know about 3 of Floyd's innocent neighbors. We know that Chad is here, the first one. Now either Gus or Kevin, that's 2, and either Anna or Isaac, that's 4. But we don't know about the... Did I say 4? It's the third one here. We don't know about the 4th one yet. So let's leave that clue here. Now Zoe tells us that an odd number of innocents above Tom neighbor Floyd. Well, Tom is here also in column A, and he has 3 people above him who neighbor Floyd. Anna, Erwin, and Isaac, and we know that either Anna or Isaac are gonna be an innocent, so that's 1. Erwin, who is the 3rd person, if he were to be an innocent as well, we would have 2 innocents above Tom neighboring Floyd. So that is not possible. Erwin has to be a criminal in this situation. And I guess we don't need Zoe's clue anymore. Now, Erwin tells us that an odd number of innocents on the edges neighbor him. Well, we know that Erwin has 3 neighbors on the edges total, and one of them is already an innocent, either Anna or Isaac, and that's an odd number. If Ben, who is the 3rd innocent on the edge, were to be an innocent as well, we would have an even number of innocent neighbors for Erwin on the edges. So Ben has to be a criminal. Now Ben tells us that, let's... Guess we don't need Erwin's clue anymore. Now Ben tells us that Julie and Lisa share an odd number of innocent neighbors. Okay, so Julie and Lisa share 3 neighbors. And 2 of them, we already know that one is innocent and the other one a criminal. So that's the same principle, actually. If Rose were to be an innocent, we would have 2 innocents being shared by Julie and Lisa. And that is an even number. So we know that Rose has to be a criminal, so we don't have an even number of innocent neighbors being shared by them. Right? And I guess we don't need Ben's clue anymore. And now Rose tells us that Zoe and Erwin have an equal number of criminal neighbors. So Zoe and Erwin. We know that Zoe has 2 criminal neighbors, and Erwin is gonna have 2 here with Ben and someone else who's either gonna be Anna or Isaac, but we still don't know about Floyd and Julie. Now, exactly 1 instant above Nancy is neighboring. Yeah? Only one of the 4 instants neighboring Floyd is below Chad. Oh, we know that Floyd has 4 instant neighbors. Where's the 4th one? Because we have either Anna or Isaac, that's 1. Either Gus or Kevin, that's 2. And Chad, that's 3. The only place where the 4th one could be is here. So Julie has to be an instant as well. And I guess we don't need Sam's glue anymore, do we? We're gonna leave it here because it tells us about these guys. Now, Julie tells us there's an odd number of criminals neighboring Lisa. Okay, we know about 3 of Lisa's criminal neighbors. There's Rose, Sam, and there's gonna be one more here who's either gonna be Gus or Kevin. So we know that Henry cannot be a criminal, otherwise Lisa would have 4 criminal neighbors, and that's an even number. So Henry has to be an innocent. And we don't need Julie's clue anymore. Now, Henry tells us there are more innocents than criminals in column C. And we already know there's 2 innocent and 2 criminals in column C, because there's Chad, who is an innocent, and there's gonna be one more innocent here who's either gonna be Gus or Kevin. That's 2. And in the same way, there's Rose, who is 1 criminal and 1 criminal from this pair. So since there's 5 people total in the column, and we know that 4 of them are already half and half, Xena, who is the only person left, has to be an innocent so that the innocents are in more number. And we don't need Henry's clue anymore. Now, Xena tells us that Rose has more innocent neighbors than Ben. Rose is here and Ben is here. Okay, we don't know. We don't know Ben's total or Rose's total yet. But we know that Zoe and Erwin have an equal number of criminal neighbors. So Zoe has 2 criminal neighbors total, which means that Erwin has to have 2 criminal neighbors total as well. And he already does. He has Ben, who is 1, and someone else who's either going to be Anna or Isaac. That's 2. So Floyd cannot be a criminal. Or else he would have more criminal neighbors than Zoe. So Floyd is an innocent for sure. Almost switched that up. Floyd now tells us that only one of the 4 innocents neighboring Julie is Nancy's neighbor. Okay, so we know that Julie has 4 innocent neighbors. One of them is going to be here. It's going to be either Gus or Kevin. The second one is Floyd, of course. Third one is going to be shared with Nancy. So either Isaac or Pam are going to be an innocent. The other one's going to be a criminal. So where's the 4th innocent neighbor for Julie? It has to be Nancy, because there's no one left. So Nancy is an innocent in this situation. Now Nancy, but this would be a useful situation where if we had half tags, I could half tag Pam and Isaac, so we know that one affects the other. But I can't do that, so we gotta remember that from memory. So let's go for Nancy's. Vicky and Ben have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Okay, so far both Vicky and Ben have 2 innocent neighbors each and 1 criminal neighbor each, and 2 people left each, because they have the same number of neighbors total, right? And we know that Rose has more innocent neighbors than Ben. So let's think about this. Both Ben and Rose have 2 innocent neighbors. Let's say that both Anna and Gus are innocent. Now Ben has 4 innocent neighbors. That's the most he could have. But if Gus is an innocent, we know that Kevin is a criminal. Which tells me that Rose cannot have, in this situation, more innocent neighbors than Ben. Because now, if Kevin is a criminal, Rose can have at most 4 innocent neighbors, even if both Pam and Vicky are innocents. So we have another thing that will help having hashtags here, because if Gus is an innocent, Anna has to be a criminal and vice versa. So we know that Ben can have at most 3 innocent neighbors. Because if Gus were to be a criminal and Kevin an innocent, and Anna an innocent, now can Rose have more? Yeah, she has 3 here, but she could have either Pam or Vicky be an innocent and the other one a criminal, and she would have more innocent neighbors than Ben. And the same way around would work. So if Anna is a criminal and Gus an innocent, even if Kevin is a criminal, Rose could still have 4 innocent neighbors. So that tells me that if Anna is a criminal, Gus is an innocent, and vice versa, right? That's what we discussed with the hashtagging thing that we could have. I gotta start taking notes in this. I think notes would help since I don't have the hashtag. But anyway, I admire people who can just remember this sort of thing. What else do we have? Vicky and Ben have an equal number of criminal neighbors. So we know that Vicky can have at most 3 innocent neighbors. But that doesn't mean that Pam and Tom are one or the other, because Ben could have both Gus and Anna be criminals. If both Gus and Anna are criminals, we know that both Isaac and Kevin are innocents. And now Rose already has more innocent neighbors than Ben, because Ben has 2 total and Rose has 3 total. And Vicky has to have only 2 innocent neighbors because she has the same number of innocent neighbors as Ben. So both Pam and Tom could be criminals, and Rose would still have more innocent neighbors than Ben. So that works as well. So what else do we know? Do we know about Vicky? We know that Vicky and Ben, yeah. Only one of the 4 innocent neighbors. Oh, we know about Julie's total neighbors, which in this situation is fine because Julie has 4 innocent neighbors here. Floyd, Kevin, Isaac, and Nancy. And Pam. What? If Vicky is an innocent, yeah, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Let's think about Julie. Oh, now I have a lot of tagging that I don't need. Let's go back to the beginning and think about Julie again. Julie has how many? Oh, it's one or the other situation here. So if Isaac was a criminal, Pam has to be an innocent, and vice versa. So if Isaac is an innocent, Pam is a criminal. And now Anna is an innocent, a criminal, because Isaac is an innocent. And we've established that if Anna is a criminal, Gus is an innocent. And if Gus is an innocent, Kevin is a criminal. That breaks. That breaks because now Rose can have at most 3 innocent neighbors, and Ben already has 3 innocent neighbors. So you know that Isaac cannot be an innocent, is it? Because if Isaac is an innocent, Anna is a criminal and Gus is an innocent, and if Gus is an innocent, Kevin is a criminal. And now Rose cannot have more innocent neighbors than Ben. But now Julie doesn't have. Oh, she does. She has 4 innocent neighbors: Isaac, Nancy, Floyd, and Gus. So that works as well. Can Vicky have 3 innocent neighbors? She can. Nancy, Tom, and Zena. But there's no way for Rose to have more innocent neighbors than Ben. Even if Vicky is an innocent. Right? So Isaac has to be a criminal. I just proved. I have the evidence. I have the evidence. Isaac has to be a criminal. It literally wouldn't work. Oh, Sam. Who do I have to look at? Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Rose. We know that Ben can have at most 3 innocent neighbors. Right? Because even if Gus is a criminal and Kevin an innocent, and Anna, yeah, we know that both of them can't be. We've established that. Because now there's no way for Rose to have 5 innocent neighbors. But if Gus is a criminal and Kevin an innocent, and Anna an innocent and Isaac a criminal, Now Ben has 3 innocent neighbors. Julie has 1, 2, 3. If Isaac is a criminal, Pam has to be an innocent, so that Julie has 4 innocent neighbors. Now Vicky had 3 innocent neighbors, yep, if Tom is a criminal. Now Rose Rose could have 4 or 5 innocent neighbors. It doesn't matter what Vicky is. But anyway, she would have more innocent neighbors than Ben. But I just proved that Isaac can't be an innocent. So what am I missing? Let me try to make Isaac work as an innocent. If Isaac is an innocent, Anna is a criminal. If both Anna and Gus are criminals, now Kevin is an innocent. And Ben has only 2 innocent neighbors. Now if Isaac is an innocent, we know that Pam is a criminal because Julie can only have 4 innocent neighbors. Ben has 2. What was I trying to prove? That Isaac couldn't be an innocent. Ben has 2 innocent neighbors. Rose already has more innocent neighbors than him because she has Julie, Kevin, and Zena. So that's 3 is more than 2. Could Vicky only have 2 innocent neighbors? She could if Tom is a criminal. So that's fine. So this scenario works and Isaac could be an innocent. So what did I prove before? What did I think I proved before? I think I proved that Isaac can't be an innocent if Gus is an innocent. Right? Because if Gus is an innocent, Kevin is a criminal. Yeah. Yeah. My bad there, guys. Oh my god. I never learn. I never learn. So do we have to look at Pam? No, we know the dynamics of these 5 people here. So let's look at Tom. Let's try to make Tom an innocent. Let's try to make Tom an innocent. If Tom is an innocent, let's say now that Vicky has 3 innocent neighbors because Pam is a criminal. Well, we have just established that if Pam is a criminal, Isaac is an innocent. And if Isaac is an innocent, Gus cannot be an innocent, so Gus cannot be a criminal, actually. No, Gus cannot be an innocent. Yeah, sorry. So does this work? Vicky has 3 innocent neighbors. Ben doesn't. So Gus would have to be an innocent. But that breaks because now Rose doesn't have more innocent neighbors than Ben. And we also established that Ben couldn't have 4 innocent neighbors, because there's no way for Rose to have more than 4 if Ben has 4. So if both Tom and Pam were innocent, Isaac would be a criminal because of Pam, and now Anna would be an innocent as well. And now everything's broken. Yeah, because if Ben has 4 innocent neighbors, Rose can only have 4 at most. So Tom cannot be an innocent. Have we established that? Always when I make a mistake, I get so afraid of doing any other guesses because I start second guessing myself and I start thinking, oh, I'm missing something. And when I go do the guess, I'm like, oh, but this is gonna be wrong. Okay, so back to the beginning. Try to think that this is a hashtag with Anna. What's closest to pink? Red. And this is one or the other. Gus and Kevin, but also Gus and Anna are one or the other. Okay, this is gonna confuse me so much. I need hashtags. Let's go for what Tom tells us. Nancy and Chad have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Okay, both Nancy and Chad have 5 neighbors total. Okay? Chad already has 2 innocent neighbors, Floyd and Henry. Nancy is gonna have 2 innocent neighbors, Julie and either Isaac or Pam. The other one's gonna be a criminal. So Nancy is gonna have 2 criminal neighbors. What does that tell me? That it's either Gus or Diane who is a criminal? And now we have even more hashtagging to do. This game's a mess. Oh, I didn't even see that Anna is a ghost. Oh my god. We have ghosts. Okay, so we have ghosts. We have had ghosts, zombies, vampires, pumpkins, and witches. Those are the 5 occults that are gonna show up on Halloween. I guess pumpkins could be scarecrows as well. But that's not very Halloweeny. I'm missing the point completely. This is gonna be so long. Okay, Vicky and Ben have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Oh yeah. And now we know that Vicky has 2 criminal neighbors. But we already knew that. We knew that Anna and Gus was gonna be one or the other. God help me. Nancy and Chad have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Nancy and Chad. Nancy and Chad. Do we have to do more tagging? Let's think about Isaac as a criminal. If Isaac is a criminal, Pam is an innocent. And Anna is a criminal. If Anna is not a criminal, Anna is an innocent because Isaac is a criminal. If Anna is an innocent, Gus is a criminal. If Gus is a criminal, Kevin is innocent. Now Chad has 2 criminal neighbors, and Nancy has 2 criminal neighbors, Isaac and Tom. So Vicky and Diane would have to be innocent. Now, what am I trying to get to here? Now let's make Isaac innocent. If Isaac is innocent, both Pam and Anna are criminal. And since Anna is a criminal, Gus has to be an innocent. Gus is an innocent, Kevin is a criminal. And now Nancy has 2 criminal neighbors here. So Ben, is it Nancy and Chad have an equal number of criminal neighbors? Yeah. Chad has only 1 criminal neighbor here. So Diane has to be a criminal. Because Nancy has Pam and Tom. And Vicky has to be an innocent. Is that it? Yeah. 3 and 3. What did that tell me? In this situation, does Rose have more innocent neighbors than Ben? No. She doesn't, because she now has Julie, Vicky, and Zena. And Ben has Floyd, Gus, and Chad. So both of them have 3. So do we now know that Isaac can be a criminal? Oh, I'm going mad. Let's try to make... Yeah, I guess we now know that Isaac can be an innocent. Because this scenario doesn't work. Oh, it's what I said before. I'm afraid I can do the guess, but it's gonna be the wrong guess. Yes, I have already guessed him wrong, so it doesn't change anything for my result. But this is what it is, right? If Isaac is an innocent, Anna is a criminal, and if Anna's a criminal, Gus is an innocent. If Gus is an innocent, Kevin is a criminal. If Isaac is an innocent, Pam is a criminal. So now Nancy has 2 criminal neighbors. But since Gus has to be an innocent because Anna is a criminal, the only person who could be a criminal is Diane. And Vicky. Yeah, this doesn't work. Isaac, I am not sure. And I have gotten it wrong again. What am I trying to look at then? Because I have just proved again the same thing. Oh, in this situation, Nancy, Vicky and Ben don't have the same number of criminal neighbors. That's wrong. So everything's wrong. I guess I have proved that Isaac couldn't be an innocent. Is there a way that Isaac could be an innocent in this situation? Have I tried? I tried criminal, yeah. Man, sometimes this game makes me so mad. Because this is broken, because now Rose doesn't have more innocent neighbors than Ben. And there's no way to make this work with Isaac being innocent. I should stop fixating on Isaac. Let's think about other people. But I have proved that this doesn't work, right? Like, if Isaac is an innocent, we know that Pam has to be a criminal. And now Nancy has... And like, this goes around like this. If Isaac is an innocent, both Pam and Gus have to be... Both Pam has to be a criminal and Gus has to be an innocent. This is just facts. No, this isn't. I'm making this harder than it has to be. Because, oh my god, if Isaac is an innocent, Ben could have both Anna and Gus be criminals. There's nothing stopping. I guess I'm making it so that Anna and Gus are one or the other situation, but that's not the case. We don't know for sure that Ben has 3 innocent neighbors. We know that he can have 3 innocent neighbors at most, but not 3 innocent neighbors total. Because this could be a working scenario. And now Rose has more innocent neighbors than Ben, even if Vicky is a criminal. So yeah, it's not Isaac. This is so hard. It is an evil one. Ugh. I want half tags. Okay, so we know that Nancy and Chad have an equal number of criminal neighbors. What does that tell me? What does that tell me? Since let's look at Pam then. If Pam is an innocent, Isaac is a criminal. If Isaac is a criminal, Anna is an innocent. Now, if Anna is an innocent, yes, Gus has to be a criminal because Ben could not have 4 innocent neighbors. If Gus is a criminal, Kevin is an innocent. Now Rose already has more innocent neighbors than Ben. So it doesn't matter what Vicky is for her. But Nancy and Chad have to have the same number of criminal neighbors, which they have. Ben and Gus, and Isaac and Tom. So whatever Vicky is, Diane is. So that they keep having the same number of criminal neighbors. If Diane's a criminal, then Vicky has to be a criminal, and vice versa. So Pam could be an innocent. And we have just established that Pam could be a criminal if that whole other scenario was like that. If Isaac is an innocent, then Pam could be a criminal. So let's look at someone that's outside of all of this. Let's look at Vicky. Well, we just established that in this situation, Vicky has to be a criminal and Diane has to be a criminal. And that works. Ben has 3. Vicky has 3. Rose has 4, which is more than 3. Julie has 4. And Chad has 2. And Nancy has 2. So everything works. If Vicky is an innocent, same thing. Rose has 5, which is more than 3. Vicky has 3. Ben has 3. Julie. Oh, now Julie has more than 4. No, Julie has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So Vicky could be any one of both, and Diane could be any one of both. It's not her that I have to look at. Can I make Gus an innocent? We know that if Gus is an innocent, Anna has to be a criminal. Because Ben can only have 3 innocent neighbors at most. So if Gus is an innocent, Anna is a criminal. If Anna is a criminal, Isaac is an innocent. If Isaac is an innocent, Pam is a criminal. And if Gus is an innocent, Kevin is a criminal. Now Julie has 4 innocent neighbors. Okay? Is there a way now for Rose to have more innocent neighbors than Ben? Because Ben has 3. Rose has 2 and she can only have 3. So I guess Gus cannot be an innocent. Oh, the fear. The fear. Okay. We're making progress. Everything's fine. Now we know that Gus is a criminal and the rest still stands. Now Gus tells us that the tags aren't helping today. Now Gus tells us that Zoe and Nancy have an equal number of criminal neighbors. Oh, we know Zoe's number of criminal neighbors in total is Rose and Sam, that's 2. So we know that Nancy is gonna have 2 total. And since Isaac and Pam are a one or the other situation, she for sure is gonna have a criminal neighbor here. So that's 1. Tom's gonna be the second criminal neighbor, so that's 2. So we know that Vicky is for sure an innocent. Because otherwise Nancy would have more criminal neighbors than Zoe. So Vicky is an innocent. And since we established that Vicky is the same as Diane, Diane is an innocent as well. Now Diane tells us there are 11 innocents in total. And how many do we have already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now we know that Isaac cannot be an innocent actually, because if Isaac is an innocent, then both Pam and Anna are criminal, and then we would have only 10 innocent neighbors. Since we have 9 already, Isaac will be the 10th. So Isaac has to be a criminal so that we have 11 innocents. That was painful. Painful, evil, hard, but fun. Yeah, I'm sorry for the long video, but I hope you enjoyed it all the same. And if you did, tell me, leave me a like. If you did play the game, tell me how it went for you, where you had trouble, if you were the same places as I did. And I will be back tomorrow with more Clues by Sam. Tomorrow is gonna be an easy one, so we can do some cool off. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see that, and I'll see you then.